my, look what's just landed. I've got a lovely big collection here of the new moulds from IntoResin, and I want to show you them all. Now these moulds are mostly the beautiful handmade crystal moulds, so they're really, really special. And in amongst them is a nice affordable little mould as well from their regular range, and it's for the little pot that I'm so fond of, because my pot one, I'd used it and used it and used it, it got really tatty. So I'm very glad to see this little fella, because it's one of my favourites. In fact, I'll do a separate video on that one, because it's not one of the crystal handmade ones, so yeah, I'll show you that one on another video. However, I'm going to put all these into one video. And the other thing I'm going to be doing is at the end of this video, I've got something very special for you. Specifically for subscribers, specifically for those who watch all through my videos, as a way to say thank you. So please keep on watching. Right, let's get these unpackaged. We'll have a quick look at them and then we'll get some resin in them. So I've decided on two colours for this one because look at this, they're ocean waves, and this is the bottom that we're looking at. So that's the big one and that's the smaller one. Oh look, can you see even the silicon's glittery? Pearlescent. Isn't that lovely? I've mixed this a bit quick. This is Apex High Gloss, and I've deliberately mixed it fast because I do want bubbles for once, because it's going to be an ocean wave. Right, now I've got some white, and I'm going to use white shimmer for this, and this is a pigment paste, and this is to go at the top of the waves. Makes sense, doesn't it? So I'm going to give it a little stir up. I'm going to use a reasonable amount of paste. Let's see how opaque that makes it. Fairly opaque. I'll put a little bit more. So we're just going to mix that in. So that's that one. Lovely. Trying to get it in the sun so you can see the shimmer. You will when I demold anyway, because I'll be demolding these in the morning and it's meant to be sunny tomorrow as well. Highly unlike Britain. Right, this one's called Offshore Wave. I haven't even opened it yet, but I've been dying to use this. It is from Create and Bloom. So let's have a look at what we've got here. It's a pigment paste. That lovely colour. And the thing is, once I stir this up, it should go pearlescent. Oh, yes. That colour's stunning. Now, I'm only going to put a bit because I want this to stay transparent. But that is quite a big pot, so let's go with that initially. But the reason I want it to stay transparent is because I want for you to be able to still see the effect. But that, just purely of the mould. I don't want to confuse things too much. But I do want a little shimmer to it, and I think that is going to be perfect. Look at that. I might just darken it slightly, though. To do that, I'm going to put a dot of butterfly flower, which is actually purple, but I think that would be rather nice. Just a little bit. I'm going to get most of it off my stick. Also from Create and Bloom. There we are. And I don't think I'm going to stir it terribly well either. I'm just going to swirl it in. There. How's that? See where I'm going with that? Just a bit of a swirl through. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of that swirl carrying through into the makes. Right, let's get the resin in. Then what I'll be doing is pushing these out of the way. We're going to work our way through all of these. But I just wanted to get these two, because they're quite chunky, out of the way first. While I'm doing this, I want to say a massive thank you to IntoResin. I'm really pleased to be an ambassador for them. I'm sure Michelle at Glitz and Glitter feels the same. We were asked to be brand ambassadors, and it was kind of like, oh, you're my favourite mould manufacturers. Of course. Thank you. Now I've made it way too much. Looks like these aren't going to take as much as I initially thought. And yeah, my not mixing the colour in terribly well appears to be working. And I'm just remembering that my worktop still isn't quite level. I keep thinking it is. I need to get my levelling tables back out. That's going to flow over. Yeah. Oh well. There we are. I've got a little bit of overspill going on there. I'm just going to leave it though. Right, on to the next. Let's push these as far back as I can without going off my mat. This one, I don't know what it is. It says thank you. And then it's one of their lovely handmade moulds. Oh, it looks like a butterfly. Oh, well, let's have a look. You can't go wrong with a butterfly, can you? Now, by default, these are all going to end up blue for a bit. Best way to make sure the resin gets everywhere, by the way, is to do a bit of this, a bit of squishing, but a little bit of bending it backwards releases any trap bubbles. So that's a good way of doing it. Now, what was I saying? Oh, yes, if you get any of these beautiful handmade moulds, first of all, I've got a dirty great big discount code for you down in the video description. So help yourself to that. Don't forget that they also have a regular mould range as well as their beautiful handmade high-end ones. So do check those out as well. And the other thing to mention to you, if you do get some of these moulds, be very careful what you do with them. They are handmade and therefore that little bit special and delicate. I don't tend to use a blowtorch with them. I don't spray alcohol on them. They do come with some care instructions, and as they're rather special, you will want them to make them last, won't you? Right, gloves clean up, on to the next. I do, but very carefully, and I keep away from the silicone, is if I've got bubbles coming up on the surface, I just skim across with my little torch. However, stay away from the silicone, and of course this resin degasses really well anyway, so most of the time I don't need to. Pop those to one side. Right, what have we got next? Crystal Heart Mould Large. Ah, yeah, there's 3 of those. Let's keep those together. We'll do those in a moment. 3 different sizes. And let's go for this one. I know what this is. This is the Crystal Handmade, rather beautiful whale mould. Now, have a look at the inside shine on that. And you can see all around the sides are shiny, so as it looks like water. And this should end up looking like the top of a sea urchin, and there's a whale on the top. So again, I am just going to go in with the blue. I know there's a huge temptation, and going forward I probably will put a different colour in the little whale on the top. Maybe get some chameleon powder in there or whatever. I don't know. Now you can see there's bubbles coming out. They are letting themselves out. That's good. But you can give it a good squeeze, because I am putting the same colour in after all, aren't I? You can do a bit of that. Now this silicone is so beautiful and soft. It's really high quality silicone. I believe it's actually food grade. So it allows you to squish and to bend, and your bubbles should come out easily. Now, I'm expecting here that I'm going to have bubbles around these edges, and I'll show you what to do about those. What you do is you get yourself a micro brush. And the reason I'm suggesting a micro brush is because they've got little fluffy ends. You're not going to scratch your mould. Because like I said, this silicone is soft, it's beautiful. And most handmade things, it's worth being that... Oops, I've lost my fluffy end off it. It'll be in there somewhere now, won't it? There it is. So this stick is a dead stick. As I was saying, like most handmade things, you need to take a little bit extra care of them, because the things that you make yourselves, they're going to be a little bit more delicate than a cheap mass-produced stuff. And because this silicone is quite transparent, you can actually see where the bubbles have gone from. We'll still do a little bit of this to encourage any that are left out, but otherwise, that's the lid done. Dying to see what the little whale looks like. I've seen pictures, obviously. This is still exciting. Right, and now for the pot itself. Going to pour slowly, let it flow down the sides. But again, these aren't using as much resin as I thought. A little squish and a tap to be on the safe side. Right, putting that to one side. Now we've got these hearts. I'm going to end up with them all in different colours. I'm going to use the blue first, obviously, before I go mixing other colours. But I've got 3 different sizes of hearts, and I'm not sure what they actually look like. So we're going to tip a little bit in this one. Not quite up to the top, because I want to give it a bit of a squish first. We're just minimising bubble possibilities again. Oops, a bit too much there. Need to do a little bit more topping up on these now. Whatever bubbles there will come out. Just take that little bit off. See if I've got enough to do the medium heart. I can always put a little bit more in, can't I? But I don't think it's particularly huge. Where are we going? We're nearly there, aren't we? This is such a stash. As you may know, folks, I'm very picky which suppliers I choose to partner with. You will notice there are some brands whose products never appear on my channel. That is not because they haven't approached me, it's because I've said no. In some cases, I said yes initially, then found out what they were like and withdrew my support. At cost to myself, because some of these suppliers will pay you anything to say their materials or products are good. Honestly, my integrity means more to me than that. Anyway, what I was coming round to was IntoResin are fab. It's products that I used anyway before I became an ambassador for them, which is why I was so delighted when they approached me. They're lovely to do business with. They communicate well. I've never seen any unethical behaviour from them, which in this world today is a blessing, isn't it? It really is. Right, and here we have our final heart. And I am mixing up a bit more resin, and I'm going to make this one pink, I think. This is actually an opaque colour, but if I put a small enough amount, mix it in with that purple as well, that's going to end up a lovely colour, isn't it? This is Zinnia, also from Create and Bloom. Another one of my favourite suppliers. Oh, look, it's so intense, it's made it opaque. Typical. Oh well, we'll have an opaque one. Didn't want to, but let's see what the effect's like, eh? Definitely put too much in there. I'm just going to mix that up a little bit though and put some more clear in. For a penny and for a pound. Let's put some sparkle in it too. Where's my super sparkle white on? Ah, here we are. Come on then you, let's make you sparkle. Total screw up there. I wanted it to be translucent, forgetting just how intense pigment pastes are on it. And because there was a bit of purple in there still, I've got a bit of like a bubblegummy pink. And it shimmers slightly. I'm liking the shimmer. I didn't want to do this though because I wanted you to see the mould as it is rather than confuse things with the load of sparkling solid colours. Anyway, never mind. We'll be able to see from the smaller ones what they're like. Chuck a load more sparkle in. So I might as well now I've done that, mightn't I? I don't want to waste this resin, obviously. And in we go. Looks like I'm going to need more anyway, which might make it go a bit more translucent because I'm just going to keep mixing more clear in. Don't forget, while we're demoulding these, I'll give you that exciting news. For those of you who are kind enough to watch all the way through and subscribe and all that sort of thing. Something special coming right up. She says, hoping she doesn't forget. Well, there we go. Now I've ended up with a bit left over. Typical. I'm going to chuck this in some spare moulds. And as we're into resin mode, I've always got these nearby for making extras in. When you get a bit of resin left over. Let's have a sparkly butterfly. These go out as little gifts to people who buy from my store. Try to remember to pop a little something in. Only the best bits, of course. Little butterflies seem to be very popular. And these are more of the IntoResin crystal moulds. I've had these for absolutely ages. One more and we're done. Right, I'm just going to leave these now to cure. And then we'll have all the excitement of demoulding them and the little bit of exciting surprise news thank you thing for you all. So I will see you in probably 24 hours. I'm just going to leave these while I do other things. So be a while. In the blink of an eye for you, of course. See you then. Right then, time for a mass demoulding. I've already got the little butterflies and things out. I think pretty. So let's get these out of the way. Let's do the little butterfly first. Easy way to get these out, by the way, is bend it backwards and grab the middle and pull. There we go. Oh, I'm going to bring my camera up a bit. We've got sunlight in here today. So let's get the sparkle. Nice. What a beautiful mould. That is so cute. Let's try these hearts next. Now this is a really small mould. It looks as if it ought to be awkward to demould. So let's see. No. Oh, that's good. Oh, look. Oh, it's slightly to its side mould. Bits on the back. So it sits like that. Isn't that adorable? I'll do you some nice photos of these. We've got sun outside, so I will take these outside and take some photos out there. Oh! I didn't notice that. Look. This mould's got a crystally top. Like that one. No, that's a straightforward one. This one's got as if it's been cut out of crystal. I like that they sit at an angle so they're not predictable. That is so nice. Trying to see what the big one looks like. I just wish I hadn't put so much pink in it. Looks like I did get some bubbles around here. I should have paid more attention to those. And that's a straightforward one that hasn't got the sparkle top. It's just lovely facets, but oh, isn't that nice? It's got a little line through it. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh, how pretty. Guess I should have paid more attention to the bubbles. So if you get these moulds, they're fabulous. Just make sure you do a little scoop around here to get your bubbles out that are trapped. Right. Absolutely loving these so far. Now, I know these ones have been a much awaited one, this wave. And I do know of a couple of people who've already got these. So I'm dying to see what they've done with them. I'm also dying to see whether I can get them out of the mould. It curves round. There we are. Looks like I fouled up with that one. Let's see why. It goes up, round and underneath quite a lot. So I think what we'd need to do is get our resin in there first. I'm going to have another go with those. But you can see the principle, and my colours I think would have worked. Let's try the big one. I hope I haven't had exactly the same problem with that. So you need to get your resin round and underneath first by tipping the mould around. Yeah, same problem there. Oh, what a shame. It looks as if it'd be fantastic. Right, let's chuck some more resin in that. I'm just going to chuck clear in, and then I'll show you them done properly at the end. So we've learnt something there. Right, in the meantime though, let's demould this little pot. And this is the one that I have news about. Look at the lid. Yes, this is the one I have news about. Dear subscribers, I have a competition for you. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. But those of you who already have, subscribing's free, of course. Those of you who already have, if you would like this little mould, I have got 2 to give away. Thank you so much, IntoResin. So if you would like to enter, 1, make sure you're subscribed, and 2, please just put whale down in the comments. Obviously I'd love it if you commented some stuff as well. But if you could start your comment with whale, W-H-A-L-E. Little tip for you for getting the pot moulds out, by the way. Twist. And again, I've got a load of bubbles in it. I really should have paid more attention to the bubbles. This resin does degas really well. I should have just paid a bit more attention. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So yes, I have got 2 of these to give away. The rules for the giveaway are down in the video description too. So if you want to take a look at those, that would be awesome. And this competition will run until the 15th of April. So that gives you a couple of weeks to enter. And then soon after that, I'll use the random prize draw thing to pick a random winner from all those who've entered correctly. And we'll get them posted out to you. There we go. And it's this mould. Right. I'm going to just put some more resin in these, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. What I've gone for here is I've stirred quickly, deliberately adding bubbles, because I want bubbles in these. And what we're going to try and do is just tip some around the edge. And we need to get it round and under, don't we? So I'm going to do this. See, these moulds are rather clever and fancy, so I think they take a little bit more thought, because it's got to get round and underneath. There we go. I can see the bubbles coming up from it. Let's see if that's worked. I think it's just simply a case of working the mould around a little to make sure you've got the resin where you want it. And we'll try the same with the other one. I'm going to need a bit more resin, but let's just pour that in first. So same again, I'm just going to tip it about. So a bit of a squish as well, maybe. I mean, the resin's gone down an awful lot more. Remember I said with the first pour I was surprised I didn't take more resin? And that's obviously why. User error. So this one, as you can see, I've done quite a lot of squishing as well. That one I didn't. So let's see which works best. I have actually seen the pictures from the IntoResin website of these. And they are stunning. As you can see, I've got a lot of bubbles. Intentional this time. If you ever want bubbles in your resin, stir it like a mad thing. One of my not so helpful habits. But yes, if you do that, you get bubbles. Obviously, if you don't want bubbles, stir it slowly. Anybody who's concerned about bubbles, by the way, I've tested a number of different debubbling machines, and the Let's Resin one is currently my favourite. It's a large capacity and it works really, really well. Let's see what happens this time then. We're going to leave them to cure. See you later. Second time looking. Let's get these demoulded. Let's go big one first. Looks like my deliberate bubbles worked. Now this is slightly soft still. I hope the top's okay. There we go. Look at that. And it's got this lovely frosty, bubbly, crystally effect around the top. I think I might know what to do with that. Might try some flourish paste on that. Let's have a look at the little one. Getting the hang of getting these out as well. You need to just twist them slightly. Oh no, this one's still soft. Oh look. I peaked too soon. Interesting effect though. This is impatience because it didn't work the first time. Anyway, I'll sort that out in a minute. But we can see that basically it should be the same design as this one. I'm going to do a special on these 2 moulds separately because I've clearly made a bit of a hash of it. But let's see what we can do with this one, as this one looks great to me. So this is what we're going to put on. And this is flourish paste. And you'll see why in a moment. First thing I'm going to need though is one glove. And the reason I'm putting a glove on is not because this stuff's dangerous. It's perfectly safe. It's just that if you get it on your hand, including your nicely newly done nails, it ain't coming off. And basically, it's a very sticky paste that's all sparkly and fabulous. It comes in a whole load of different colours. And I'm thinking it's going to be perfect for this. And the reason I've put my glove on is because I'm going to play with it once I've got some on there. I am so sorry, I messed up again with the small one. Like I said, I will do something specially with these two. We'll have a proper make, because you know me, I like doing water features and things, and obviously these are going to be absolutely spot on, aren't they? How does that look, you see? That's why I was thinking flourish paste. Flourish paste is from Create and Bloom, so she does lots and lots of different colours. But this, I think, was just perfect for doing this with. Doesn't that look like sparkly sea foam? I'm going to put an extra bit without spreading it on that edge there. And that's only going to take a few minutes to dry. And it'll be rock hard and it won't come off. It's amazing stuff. So I'm going to take this outside, do some photos. I'm just going to pretend that this one didn't happen. Again. Oh dear. It's what comes of being impatient. I wanted to get this video out for you. It's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to get my top back on the pot, take all these outside and take some photos. So don't forget, everyone, the subscribers giveaway. The information was earlier in this video and the rules are down in the video description too. So thank you everyone and good luck with the giveaway. And if you like this video, then YouTube will be suggesting another video up here shortly that I think you're going to like too. Take care and I'll see you for the next video. Bye!